The paper hums with danger. A century on, her lab notebooks must be opened behind leaded glass. She once cradled bottles that seemed to hold captive moons and traded years of life for their light. Who dares such a bargain? Marie Curie did, and history glowed. Under the Tsar's shadow in Warsaw, Maria Skłodowska slips through winter streets to clandestine lessons. Knowledge is contraband, inquiry an act of defiance. In cramped rooms, a future scientist learns that truth can be illegal and therefore worth everything. Her mother dies of tuberculosis, a sister of typhus. Her father, a physics teacher demoted by politics, brings home battered instruments. Maria peers into lenses, measures with cracked rulers, and finds refuge in numbers that cannot betray. She works as a governess to fund a dream she cannot yet touch. Nights, the flying university gathers in secret lofts, forbidden curricula alive with whispering chalk. She studies by candlelight, memorizing formulas like passwords through a locked door. Paris at last. A garret so cold water freezes in the wash basin. Bread and tea suffice. The Sorbonne demands rigor. Maria, now Marie, answers with ferocity. Hunger sharpens focus. On exam days, the city rings, but her world is a page, a proof, promise. She climbs to the top of her class in physics and mathematics, a quiet star among crowded benches. Professors take note of her exacting mind. Yet rent gnaws at her stomach, ink stains her fingers, and every solved problem only opens a larger frontier.
Enter Pierre Curie, diffident, brilliant, a man of precise silences. Their letters braid theories with tenderness. They wed without rings, celebrate on bicycles, and share a vow. No ornament, only work. In a shed that smells of resin, a partnership ignites. A faint whisper from uranium salts, Henri Becquerel's mysterious rays, pulls them off the map. If matter can speak from within, what else lies unsaid? The Curies turn their focus to pitchblende, convinced its darkness hides a brighter secret. Cauldrons boil in a drafty courtyard. Tons of pitchblende crack, dissolve, and precipitate as steam curls like ghosts. Marie stirs, lifts, filters, calculates. Fingertips burn, lungs smart. Day by day, the residue concentrates, as if fate were distilling. Polonium. She names it for a country wiped from maps. Poland made element, defiance made atomic. The signal is faint, but stubborn, a numerical tremor. The invisible has a voice, and Marie records it in figures exact as prayer. Then, radium. A cold blue light lingers in dark glass, proof of an energy buried in matter itself. To weigh 1 decigram takes years and mountains of waste. She notes its searing touch and cannot look away. Obsession becomes method, revelation. Fame knocks rudely. In 1903, a Nobel Prize acknowledges radioactivity, but some would erase her name. Letters fly, pressure mounts. At last, the award lists 3: Marie Curie, Pierre Curie, Henri Becquerel. The world applauds. A door creaks open, not wide.
Nights in the shed shimmer, bottles like captive stars. Visitors gasp. The Curies barely notice. Scientific journals fill with their terse lines. Facts, not flourish. No patents, no private profit. Knowledge, they insist, must remain commonwealth. The Academy of Sciences debates her worth, then bars the door. Polite phrases conceal a wall. Marie walks past gilded thresholds she may not cross, back to the shed, where acids bite and balances whisper. If honor refuses her, data will not. Rain. A hoof, a wheel, a slip. Pierre is gone, beneath a carriage on the Rue Dauphine. The shock cracks Paris. In a bare room, a widow holds a notebook and a key to an empty chair. Grief is absolute. It has edges, weight, a merciless clarity. She unlocks the lecture hall. One woman facing centuries of benches. Chalk clicks, equations flow. The students lean forward into an era that did not plan for this voice. Without preface, she continues Pierre's course, as if death could be refuted by reason. Letters with Paul Langevin spill into newspapers like broken glass. Mobs jeer outside her door. In the same month, Stockholm calls. A second Nobel, this time in chemistry. She goes anyway, spine straight, the metal colder than the air. A new institute rises from plans and rubble, the Radium Institute. Labs for physics, chemistry, and medicine under one roof. Marie sketches corridors where atoms meet illness, where measurement might become mercy. Research sharpens toward healing. August 1914. War detonates across Europe. Conventional weapons maim. Invisible rays can locate the damage. Marie designs small X-ray cars, petite Curies, and teaches women to drive machines into chaos. She raids pawn shops for tubes, begs for coils, builds a fleet. Frontline hospitals shudder under shell fire. A mobile unit hums beside stretchers. Bones appear as pale architecture on glass plates. Marie adjusts voltages. Irene, her daughter, learns triage by lamplight. Thousands of soldiers keep their limbs and their futures. Peace returns in fragments. The institute fills with students and dreams. Yet funding is sparse, radium priceless. An American journalist, Marie Maloney, proposes a crusade. Women across the United States will buy her a gram of the element she revealed. 1921, Washington. In the White House, President Warren G. Harding presents a steel-guarded vial, 1 gram of radium. Cameras flash. Marie, austere in black, accepts on behalf of medicine, not herself. The gift will seed cures she may never witness. The world falls in love with a dangerous glow. Watch dials shine in bedrooms. Quacks bottle radiance as tonic. Factory girls paint numbers with luminous paste, licking brushes to a point. The joke turns to lawsuits, jawbones to dust. Science cannot be innocent. Her own body keeps the picture, fingertips scarred, eyes clouding, marrow tired. She waves away masks and lead aprons. Tools are few, time is cruel. Letters to friends grow sparse, more tender, edged with fatigue. Still she climbs the stairs to the lab. Another tour, another institute. Warsaw's Radium Institute opens with her sister Bronislava at the helm. She carries vials like relics, divides them between Paris and Warsaw as if planting orchards that fruit in invisible light. 1934. A fever the thermometer cannot explain. In the alpine air of San Selimo's, diagnosis arrives without comfort. Aplastic anemia. Years among rays have unraveled her blood. She dictates notes, apologizes for unfinished lists, sleeps at last. A small procession through Sceaux. No oratory meets the coffin, only the soft percussion of footsteps on summer dust. 2 lives return to the same earth, simple as their vows. In notebooks waiting on a desk, experiments pause mid-sentence. Decades later, the nation rethinks honor. In 1995, her remains and Pierre's enter the Pantheon. The coffins are lined with lead. The gesture is physics and poetry at once. A woman enters that crypt, not as muse, but as maker. Her papers sit in Paris behind warning signs. Scholars sign waivers, pull on gloves, and open boxes that click with Geiger chatter. The ink is ordinary, the danger not. Ideas can outlive flesh. Sometimes they outshine it and burn. Irene Joliot-Curie and Frederick Joliot-Curie find artificial radioactivity and carry a Nobel to the family table in 1935. Eve Curie writes a life in luminous prose. The lineage extends beyond blood. Students, colleagues, strangers she galvanized. In clinics worldwide, linear accelerators hum like distant bees. Radiotherapy arcs through tumors. Tracers map whispering organs. Reactor by reactor, detector by detector, the field she named became a language medicine speaks daily, often the last voice of hope. She asked matter a forbidden question and listened until it answered. Light that heals also harms. Knowledge rescues and exacts a price. What, then, is worth the risk? Perhaps the measure is this: the countless lives now lit by the peril she embraced.